Hello everyone! In my previous video, I talked about a voice chatbot built with Google's Gemini Pro. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can build a voice chatbot with Google Cloud's Vertex AI Gemini Pro. Before I get started, let me show you how it works. Hi Jack, what's the name of the tallest building in the world?
Burj Khalifa.
How can I get there from San Diego?
To get to Burj Khalifa from San Diego, you will need to take a combination of flights and ground transportation. Here are the steps you can follow. 1. Book flights from San Diego to Dubai. Search for flights from San Diego International Airport.
Okay, before we talk about how to build a system like this, I'd like to talk about the differences between Vertex AI's Gemini Pro and the Gemini Pro from Google. So here is a table showing the differences between these two models. I would say two versions of the model. One is from Google AI, and the other one is Vertex AI's version. As you can see here, both products support Gemini Pro and Gemini Ultra. To use them, you need a Google account. And for the first one, you need an API key, which I talked about how to get it in the previous video. For the second one, you need a Google Cloud Service account. They both support Python and a number of other languages. For the Google AI, it's free for now. And for the Google Cloud AI, you have $300 of Google Cloud credits for new users. After that, they will ask you to make a payment. Both models support 60 requests per minute. And as you can see here, for the Google Vertex AI, it has more features for the enterprise customers. Okay, in today's video, we will look at how can we build a voice assistant with Vertex AI's Gemini Pro. At first, I will talk about the requirements to build such a system, and then I will talk about how you can set a system environment variables to use this API. And then at the end, I will talk about the Python script. At first, for the hardware, you need a computer, a speaker, and a microphone. For the software, you need a Python and additional packages. I will list the additional packages for this project in my GitHub page. I will put a link in the description below. Please check my GitHub page. I used a Visual Studio to build this system. You can also use other programs. Last thing we need is authenticated Vertex AI SDK. For this part, you will need to install the Vertex AI SDK like so. And then you need to authenticate the Vertex AI SDK. To do that, you need to install the Google Cloud command line interface and initialize that. And then you need to get a local authentication credentials for your Google account. Also, you need to create a project and add another project to this credential on the Google Cloud. Okay, next thing, what we need is to set system environment variables. What I did was I used the Python installation on my computer with this Google Cloud command line interface. So through that process, I got a JSON file. I added this JSON file as part of the system environment variable here. Because I'm using a previous Python installation, I had to add this Python path to this environment variable. If you want to use OpenAI's text-to-speech engine, you also need to get OpenAI API key here and add that one. And last, you have to add this environment variable as well. Once that's ready, now we can look at the code. So at first, we need to import some packages. For example, the speech recognition package, the Python text-to-speech package, some audio packages, and the time package. So once that is ready, now we import the Vertex AI package. From that package, we can import the generative model and the chat session. So we initialize this Vertex AI package with the name of your project and a location variable. For this location variable, you can choose the one nearest to you. For Europe, it's not supported yet. And those are the variables for the Asian countries. So once this part is initialized, now we can define the model to use that. Over here, I'm using Gemini Pro like in my previous video. And the differences here is we have to start a chat section from this command. And if you want to use the OpenAI's text-to-speech engine, we also need to import the OpenAI and create a client. And this is to initialize the Pygame package, which we will use to play the MP3 file once it's generated by the OpenAI package. And over here, I defined a today variable, which is used in the name of the log file. Over here, I initialized the Python text-to-speech engine, and I set a speaking rate. I defined a voice for the text-to-speech engine. You can choose 0 for male and 1 for female. And the next, to use the Vertex AI, we define a chat function. And this chat function takes the question from the user and then return the response. The good thing about this function is that it uses this chat section variable here. This chat section variable will store the history. So the question we asked and the response we got from the AI before will be saved in the cloud. So what we need to do is we just need to send AI the new question from the user. We don't have to send them the entire conversation from the beginning. So over here, I define an OpenAI TTS variable. If this variable is true, we're going to use OpenAI's text-to-speech engine. If this is false, we'll be using the text-to-speech engine from Python. I talked about this part in my previous video, so please watch my previous video to see how it works. So this part here is the function to add the conversation to a log file. So this is our main loop, and in this main loop, I define a speech recognizer, microphone. I turn off the dynamic energy threshold. I defined a energy threshold to be 400, which works very well in a quiet room. And I defined a sleeping variable here, which equals to true. So in the beginning, the AI model is going to be in sleeping mode. Over here, we define a while loop. And this loop is going to be running all the time. And then we define a microphone as source 1. Over here, I adjust the energy threshold based on the ambient noise. At first, the program will print this listening word. And after that, it will start to record the audio from the microphone. And once that is done, and it will convert the audio file to a text message. Because in the beginning, the computer is sleeping, and we must say the wake word, which over here is Jack. If the user said a Jack, and then the computer will be awake, and the sleeping will be false. And it will get the date of today and use that as the name of our log file. So we remove the word Jack from the question, and the rest of the sentence will be sent as a request to the AI. If the user said, "Hi, Jack," but didn't say anything else. Also, if the question is too short, then the computer will say, "Hi there, how can I help you?" And it will continue to the next loop. If the AI is awake, then we will take the request and send it to AI. If the request also has a word Jack, we will remove that. If the request has a sentence, "That's all," then that'll be the end of the conversation. So if that's the case, we save that to our log file. Then the computer will say, "Bye now," and print that out, and then go back to sleeping. In order to wake up the computer, we must say the word Jack again. So let's say that we received a request from the user, and the computer is awake. So what we do here is we save that question to a log file, and we echo that back to the user. And then we send this request from the user to the chat function, and the chat function will give us back the response. Remember, this function can remember the conversation, so we only need to send AI the current question, not the question we asked previously. So once we get it back from the AI, we will print the answer and speak that answer out. And at the end, we will save that answer to the log file. So this is the entire code. If you want to try this code on your computer, please check our GitHub page for the Python code and a detailed instruction on how to install the additional packages. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye bye.